Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for July 11th. Okay, so let's get right into it. I have 4 tickers going on for tomorrow. First up is Roku. Taking a look at Roku daily chart, we had a nice day, not as strong as the prior 2-3 days, but it was nice in a sense that it was still pretty solid. Let's load up some drawings over here real quick. Okay, so today it made a high of 104.45-ish. We have clear resistance of yesterday's highs at 104. The stock closed under it, and we tried to get on top of it, but could not stay on top. You know what? Let's load it up on here as well. Okay. Finish at closing at 103.40 and pretty much flatline after hours. What I want to watch is this key area of 102.75 derived from yesterday as well as today. What I'm looking at the chart right now, just looking at today's action, we can use the 30-minute chart. We see that a pull-in came in, right? And then it got bought back up real quick. And this was the start of the first move. It held a higher low. Second move, held another higher low, right? So looking at this right now, okay, just using today's action as a thesis combined with yesterday, right? We have a big move up, and then we got a pull in and set in a low here, and then we have a higher low, higher high, and higher low once again. So we are trending on the upside. Now, what I want to see tomorrow, now Roku has 2 possibilities tomorrow, definitely, and hence this key area of 102.76. If the stock stays under this 102.76, it would be making, it would no longer be making a higher high. Okay, and it would also be making a new low compared to the previous low, which is no longer a higher low of today, right? So that would indicate that the stock is about to reverse and perhaps going into a downtrend or a pullback, okay? And that would also indicate that this uptrend is over for tomorrow at the very least, right? So I want to see if the stock can hold this 102.76, and if it does, that would make a higher low from here, right here today, and here, okay? And that would indicate that this trend is still healthy and intact, even though the momentum is a little weaker than its prior days, but overall it's still in an uptrend, and the long thesis remains intact over here if it holds this 102.75. I do expect price discovery at the open to be very emotional, and looking at this chart right now, I mean, at the end of the day, we see a pull in, we see profit taking coming in, and it held the VWAP, right? Tomorrow we might get some sort of a week-long freakout. So weekend longs who have bought in today, who if the stock came down under the VWAP, they might kind of panic and start selling and cause this thing to come down some more. From here, it might or might not bounce, right? You see that I have the 101.50 marked off. This is where it bounced off today, right? And this is where the real buying came in. As you see major volume coming in, we had a capitulation and then got sucked right back up. And then we got buying volume coming in. So the big boys were very interested in buying this 101.50 level. As it comes down tomorrow, if it does come down fast and hard and bounce right back, this could still be a long, okay? But I like the confirmation of a long if it stays above this, okay? This 102.75. Then it would be a confirmation for me telling me that, okay, the uptrend is still intact and a long is still viable. And then coming over here, we have some nice targets of 104 again, today's high at 104.50, and then we got 105 and obviously the 52-week highs. Okay, overall, looking on this daily chart, this ticker can definitely go both ways. Okay, it has ran 2 days in a row and held on the third day. Okay, if you count this day on the bogus downgrade from RBC and that it reclaimed, right? This has been a really big run up from over here from 86, right? 80, 87 all the way to 104. So we almost have 20 points on a run up. So I personally believe it's definitely possible that the stock pulls back and starts consolidating for a few days, probably hover around this 100. Now, this 100 level is very key as well. If it snaps and stays under 100, you can assure that whoever bought around these areas, they will start panicking and start selling because they would think, okay, I don't want to lose what I have already if they have not already took profits. So watch out for this 100 and watch. My thesis is going to be in and around this 102.75. Okay, so that's Roku. Next up is AMD. Just going to load that up real quick on AMD. Now, AMD finished really strong today. We had a massive run-up day. It's basically a breakout of this 32 level, okay, as well as yesterday's highs. Come on. As well as yesterday's highs. Okay, so from here, basically, AMD hit a buy point and it got a lot of investors and the big players buying it. We also cleared a nice level here at the 3250. As you can see, I marked that off right here as a main support. Okay, it has yet to pull, give a nice hard pullback. Looking on the intraday chart, right, as this broke out the 32, it ran, it pulled back, it held this 32.75 area, as you can see. So this is a nice interim support area. What I want to take a look at is this 33 though, on this major volume at 33. This is the morning highs. Okay, and from there it kind of traded in and around this 33. So the thesis stems around this 33, whether the stock can hold above 33 or stays under 33. That will get me for long or short. Like I said, again, we still have nice relative volume, so I do expect a continuation of perhaps a gap up tomorrow. Looking at this on the close here, right at 4 o'clock, we still see people buying from the 33. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. We see people buying from the 33, and the stock is still trending upwards in the after hours. So I am expecting a gap up. Now, with the gap up, because the stock is so overextended, I do expect people from 33 here, if it doesn't, like the buyers from 33, if it doesn't hold pre-market highs, they will sell to take profits and expect to pull in and see if it holds this 33 area here. Okay, so expecting a gap up, we definitely have targets. I mean, on the longer term, we have the 52-week highs range, right? We are coming into the 34 area, and over here, you have 3350 coming in, right? Okay, so 3350, okay, it's about to nudge it. Okay, overall, the stock is looking very, very strong. However, it is pretty overextended on AMD, and this could be what happens tomorrow, right? It could open, gap up, do a little pop, and drop, and then hold, and then close, maybe in and around this 33 area. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. We have a consistent uptrend line here from the first low of the day. And if I take out the pre-market levels, you can still keep this trend line on and see what it does tomorrow if this trend line still holds. Okay, so that's AMD. Next up, we have LEVI, LEVI. oh wait, LEVI. Levi had earnings after hours, and the reaction wasn't good. Okay, they came out with guidance that wasn't stellar, I would say. Let's load up some drawings. Levi's here and here. Now, I like Levi's because it has a catalyst to it. And I have some daily chart levels mapped off as well. Okay, so you see this blue line right here. Zoom in. This 2185 is where we're currently at right now. Okay, so this is going to be opening up gap down. The stock is down 7%, and it closed pretty weak after hours. What I want to see is tomorrow, definitely check the news on it and see if analysts come up with say like a buy rating saying or neutral rating or hold rating. They're going to say, oh, people are overreacting, this is still a buy. But in all honesty, the street usually tends to, when they see bad news and bad reaction, they shoot first or they kill first before they think. So I do tomorrow, since it is the first day of its poor earnings reaction, I do expect a little bit more of a sell-off before it bottoms out and then reverse. So it might reverse late day, it might not, but I am the first move expecting for a sell-off. Okay, the way it closed very weak. We have some major support area here at the 2150, which is right around here. Levi's is actually a pretty easy to trade chart, in my opinion, because the spread is nice and tight. I believe if it's still doing what it's doing from its IPO days, the spread is like only 1 penny, kind of like an AMD. And then it does like 50-cent moves. Okay, so this is a nice slower ticker to play. The average true range is only 91 cent, and from here it did gap down a lot, so I do expect at the open, perhaps pre-market it sells off, hold this 2150, and then at the open we get a cover pop. We have major resistance here at 2250, which is right here, pretty far from where we're at right now. That's why I also mapped off 2215 area. 2215 is kind of like the 22, but move it up a few cents. If I zoom out a little bit, this 2215 area is right about here, right? So that's what I'm seeing right now, looking for a pop and drop. If this 2150 snaps, then it's going to magnet to 21 for sure. Like I said, I mean, Levi's on the daily basis, each move it makes, it's about 50 cents. So I do like trading Levi's here. Since the stock is down 7% though, I mean, if it does come down some more, I'm definitely going to watch the percentage changes on this thing. If SSR hits the short sell restriction, then definitely be more careful about shorting this. The next level down we have is the 21, which is a key psychological whole number as well. Coming from here, it could or could not snap. And then we have another mag level here at $20.50. Looking on the daily chart, we do see the prior week people have been buying in prior to earnings, right? I mean, we see a massive capitulation here, okay, a hold of 2250 major support, and then people are buying in pre-earnings. Whoever bought these prior 2 days or whoever bought from here, they are going to, well, first of all, whoever bought here the prior 2 days, they're in the waters now, so they want to sell for sure, hence this 2250 level. And whoever bought here on in the beginning of July, seeing that the stock is starting to pull back on them, I think they might panic out. We don't know yet. We'll have to see what it does. If it comes down under 21, even 2150, then if I were them, I would get the hell out, right, and just sell, because I don't want to be losing money. So yeah, that's basically the thesis on Levi's. Doesn't mean that it can't get right back up since it is a large gap down. It doesn't mean that I can't fill the gap, but looking at these major levels here, this 2250 area, pretty key. As you see, it topped out here, it held as support, and now we got slammed down. 2250, also right here, very, very apparent, not just in the short term, but also in the long term as well. So Levi's definitely very in play tomorrow. And then finally, we have SQ. Okay, SQ had a nice run-up day today. Let's load up some drawings. SQ. Load it up here as well. And yeah, okay, so SQ has a nice run-up day with a catalyst today. Raymond James, the analyst, gave it an upgrade and a target of $80. Okay, so we know where they want to sell. They want to sell at 80. Looking at some support here, I mean, the stock overall, it's pretty strong. It's on a breakout. If I'm just going to look at this chart, this candle on the day, right, this is very overextended. And if I'm just going to eyeball it, I would say a pullback is due, and I'd be looking at about half or 50% of the pullback, which is coincidentally around the $76 level. Okay, so 76, 76.50 right here. Also coincidentally, the 50 EMA here on the 30-minute chart, right? This level right here. So even though the stock is very strong, we are coming very close into its $80 target. Now, with the stock over here coming into the intraday on the 5-minute chart, real quick, you see today, late day after lunch, it basically held this level around the 78 area. And every time it came down, it got bought right back up, came down, got bought right back up. Okay, so this is a sign of a buyer a little bit above the whole number. So it's a block order buy, in my opinion. And what I'm seeing is the stock, there's a buyer in here. And with this said, I am expecting a pullback. Very reminiscent, this little price action here is very reminiscent to previous action I saw on Nike about 3 or 4 days ago. And I'm going to go back into that chart and show you. But overall, the stock is still strong because of this action here. It's making a key support at the 78 every time it came down. So for example, this is a wake spring, right? It held, right? So it's trying to suck in the weak longs and grab these shares for another leg up. So it can definitely run again tomorrow. If it does, then you are expecting the target of well, first of all, hit these highs and see if it breaches. If it does, then it's another long. We have a main target of 80 that Raymond James gave us. If it pulls in tomorrow, if it pulls back on a dip, I am first of all looking at 77.50 area to this 77.35 area for a support area. Okay, so this is where we had the morning push. Okay, and massive volume coming in, and this topped out right here at 77.35. It held the 77, came up, came down, held this 77.35, reclaim, made a higher low from here, 77.50, and continue on, right? So I am looking for a pull-in. A dip and rip would be a very viable thesis, and like I said, this chart reminds me a lot about Nike chart, which I was trading a few days ago. So let's go to Nike real quick. And I believe it was on this day, July 3rd. right? I think it was on July 3rd. Let's see. Yes. Right here. Okay, July 3rd. I was trying to short it. Is this July? No, this is July 5th. What the hell? July 3rd is here. I was trying to short it right here on this day, 86. Okay, I remember this day very well. As I was trying to short it, I had an average of 86.09, and I think I shorted it here, and it kept coming down and holding this 86 level, and it wouldn't come down, right? So as you can see, at the end of the day, let's take a look at what it did on July 3rd. It came up, it held this key level, all right? And then the next day, we had a massive pull-in to a major support level, which is coincidentally the 50-cent mark. And then it bounced from there. Okay, so it bounced from there and made another a new high on the day. Okay, we see the same pattern going over again. It tried to sell, it couldn't sell. The next day, pull in, major pull in, and then another rip on July 8th, right? Actually, on July 8th, it did the same thing, and then eventually ran, and of course today made new highs and finally started to pull in. Okay, so very reminiscent of NKE. This SQ chart is exactly what it looks like. So expect a pull in and a dip and rip in a sense. Okay, so it could dip as far as, let's see, what? I don't have that file. Okay, cancel. Looking at this chart here, let's see some ranges. Okay, so we have this range right here around this area, and we have this range right here around this area, which is, I mean, looking at this candle, you see it's literally the top and bottom of this candle, 75 to the highs here, and it matches directly to where it broke out from. Okay, and we'll see if it can break out its highs tomorrow, or I'm looking for a pull in as well. So right here, yeah, around 50% of its prior candle. So looking for a dip and rip. I don't expect it to lose all its gains today. It is a good catalyst, and we do see buyers coming in, right? So definitely on the long side. And that's basically my watch list for this evening. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section below. You can also contact me via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thank you.